Hello, everybody. I'm Mikey.
And I'm Corey.
Every week we discuss and review a new book, movie, album, TV show, or honestly any piece of art or culture that ourselves and you guys choose. This is Mind Control. So there was these people who were being kidnapped and mind controlled.
Exactly, dude. And I can totally see how that happened. Because, like, imagine if you were just given acid or just drugs like that that are so disorienting for hours and hours on end and never being able to come down and not feeling safe and having somebody tell you things and accuse you of things, you know? Yeah.
Mind control. That's how we do it, baby. GG's. Mind control.
On today's episode of Mind Control, we are going to be discussing the 2020 Netflix show, Alice in Borderland. The show is based off of a popular Japanese manga of the same name, written and illustrated by Haro Aso. The TV version of Alice in Borderland was released on December 10th, 2020, and was directed by Shinsuke Sato. The show stars Kento Yamazaki as Arisu, Tao Tsuchiya as Usagi, Yuki Morinaga as Chota, Kaita Machida as Karube, and Nihiro Murakami as Chishiya. The show revolves around Arisu, who is transported to an alternate version of Tokyo where the only people alive must partake in a series of vicious survival games where you either win or you die. Arisu is an expert gamer just trying to survive and make it back to his home, but the game is not easy to win and he must enlist the help of others stuck in the same nightmare as him. This is the first TV show we are discussing here on Mind Control, and it was recommended to us by our good friend Liz Perez. This is Alice in Borderland.
This actually show was really fucking good.
It was.
Yeah. What did you think about it? Yeah.
I had fun with it, man. It was. I honestly, when you first brought it up or I first heard about it, I kind of assumed it would. In my mind, I assumed it was going to be like a show like that one show. Where it's like about nuclear energy or like, and it's like not like the nuclear plant blows up and it's like a famous thing that happened, but they did a show about it.
Chernobyl?
Chernobyl. For some reason, that was in my mind. Some show kind of like that, which I've heard. I've heard that was a good show too. But
it is.
But then when I started watching it, and it was almost like a goddamn, like a Japanese sitcom kind of feeling in the first episode. You know, it's all like quirky and comical, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is going to be like Entourage, like the Japanese Entourage or something." That's what it felt like at first. But But then honestly, as I got in, even halfway through the first episode, I was hooked. It was just fucking badass. Dude, great choice.
So for me, the first episode was kind of weird. Like the beginning, it was definitely like I felt the same way. Like I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like it's kind of almost like funny, like quirky. Yeah. Like I wasn't expecting that, you know. And then and like with the fellas, like I feel like the way like the friendships portrayed, especially in the beginning, it's a little like I don't know, it's just a little strange, you know. But it's kind of funny. Like it's almost like a kid show or something.
I think that I agree that the friendship felt a little weird, and I think that speaks to how like the dialogue is kind of hard to grasp for at least for me. Like, and then maybe even the translations were weird. Like you could tell like what the point of what these people were trying to say throughout the whole series was like, I don't know. It was like the translation didn't really connect in certain times, and then in the beginning of the show, I noticed that about the friendship too. Like they're just them talking back and forth and how they texted, like the way that the words.
Part,
it just didn't like. It was like it didn't seem like the way that I don't know. The words that were written seemed to not translate to exactly what they were trying to portray. The way that we would portray it.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yeah. It was like it. I mean, it probably doesn't, you know, there's probably like certain words in Japanese and certain words in English that don't translate over. Cause I know that happens with like Spanish and shit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, dude, I felt the same way with like the text, and it was a little weird in the beginning, but dude, by the time they got to the actual first puzzle of that, it was cool. I'm not going to lie. The first episode wasn't my favorite. And the puzzle at the end is the one where they have to pick one or the other doors, you know, and if they pick the wrong door and they go in, they die. It. Dude, I thought that was cool, and I liked it instantly when they started killing people because, like, okay, cool, like we're going there, like I like that, you know. And then, but the way they figured out that first puzzle was kind of really confusing to me, and I was like, oh man, like I was hoping it was gonna be something more where, which actually later on the other puzzles were like that, like when they would figure out the way to do it, I was like, oh shit, like that's cool, like I would have never put that together, you know. But in the first one, it felt like no way somebody was gonna figure that fucking thing out. Like that was a hard ass.
Exactly.
Game.
I think that maybe like what I thought about because you're right. I think that him being like this super wildly intelligent, strategic guy, it was like maybe something that they'll tap into more, and they did kind of tap into that, and they did throughout the show. But like he was almost like genius level strategically smart, like
just in the first one. I feel like
just
like in the
but
first one.
That's what I mean. Like in the first one, like it seemed like they may have had this idea of how the show was gonna. Well, it's based off the mangas or whatever, so maybe not. But it felt like one of those things that like a character is like really like in some other shows, like certain characters in the first episode or the beginning of the series is not nearly how they are towards the end. So it was kind of like maybe a writing choice, or I don't know, who the fuck knows, but
it did feel like that, like because that's what I thought with the first, when he figured it out. I was like, oh man, like that's so intelligent. How would anybody figure that out? And I figured the rest of the puzzles would be like that, but and like the way he would figure them out would be like that, but it wasn't, you know. But so that's why like the first episode was cool. It wasn't great to me, but then the second episode was fucking dope. So that was the one where they got. Oh, what were you gonna say?
No. So are we going episode by episode? Because if so, I have a few thoughts on the first episode.
Oh yeah, I figured we'll just go episode by episode. Okay. It'll be easier.
So on the first episode, I what did I write here? I wrote, is this some sort of game like virtual reality? This entire show a virtual reality game? I'm calling it right now. That's what I wrote. That was one of the notes I had. And it's like as the further the episode, the show went, I felt like that made a lot more sense. And we'll get into all that. But another little thing that I saw that was really interesting was that the game that he was playing in the beginning, his character's name was Alice in the very first few frames of the show. So his character's name or alias on the game was Alice. And that was something, I don't know if that's a known thing or popular thing that people saw or not.
So yeah, I actually Arisu, the main guy, that means Alice. Like that's like the Japanese version of Alice. Yeah,
I had no idea.
That because dude, I was wondering the same thing. I was like, I wonder where they came up with the name Alice in Borderland. You know, because it's just you think Alice in Wonderland, but Arisu means Alice in Japanese. And so
you researched that? Did you research and did you see how all the like I guess that there's connections between the characters in Alice in Wonderland and the characters in this show?
No, I didn't actually look that up. That's actually really interesting.
We'll just start off the podcast with a banger. So I guess Usagi, who's like the climber chick, who's like his girl, is the white rabbit. And then
okay,
and then Chishia is just Cheshire Cat.
Dude, I was actually thinking, once you said that, I was thinking he has to be Cheshire Cat. He reminds me of him kind of.
He does. Yeah. He does. He's very, manipulative and like kind of.
Yeah, he is.
And then Hatar is the Mad Hatter. And that's why they show those frames of him shopping and buying the hat, The guy who
they
goes
call
crazy.
him Hatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that.
And then the lady at the end is the Queen. The Queen of Hearts or whatever.
The one that's on the TV
and she's
screen?
like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's actually really, that's really fucking cool. I like that a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I wonder if there's. No. Never mind. As I say, I wonder if there's any parallels with like the episode 3, how their heads explode, like off with their heads.
I guess
or I don't know.
There's other parallels that that I guess this person noted about like what's her name? Who plays the white rabbit? I keep forgetting her name. Usagi. There's shots of her actually catching a rabbit when she's first introduced, and Hatar is like shopping with his homie and buying that. hat.
I remember the hat. Yeah.
So those are some things.
That's actually really cool. I'm gonna have to look into that more. That's dang dry. Banger on it.
There we go.
Dude, what?
No, I said there you go.
You have anything else for that first?
No, man, I liked it. I actually really liked how they used the music. Like, it was interesting because that first song, that's the song that I sent you. When it's like, good times, we ride here, that song. And I was like, when they played that song, I was like, man, is this the song that they use even in the Japanese version? Or is this a song that they... But no, I guess it's the same song used in all versions, obviously. But it was interesting, that choice of song, and then how they used it throughout the series. I mean, throughout the episodes as well. But I liked the scene where they're in the public and how like they're like, I don't know, it was kind of like this weird poetic visual of them feeling free in that moment and feeling lost as friends, and I don't know, it was like a kind of like a low-key beautiful moment. But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Like right before they disappeared?
Yeah, like when they're in the public space and they're just kind of like, I feel like, he's picking him up on his shoulders and he's like swinging him around. And at first he doesn't want to enjoy it, then he does. It's kind of like this weird poetic.
You and me got to do that, bro.
For sure.
Why don't we ever act like them in public, bro? Come on.
We do. We just got to be on drugs. That's all.
I know. We got to do it sober though. Next time I see you, I'm gonna jump on them shoulders. We're gonna be tall as fuck, bro. But dude, it was cool. Like I do like the first one, but dude, I just feel like I would tell people who watch past the first.
Oh, for sure.
Everything else I felt like was just on a different level. Mm-hmm. Like the second one was the one where they were in the hotel, or not the hotel, but it was like a motel or some shit with all the rooms, and they had to find the safe room.
That one was tight.
The timer went off, and then the people with the horse heads had to kill everybody before.
Wasn't it just one?
Timer went up.
I think it was just one. Oh, was it two?
No, remember there was the one that walked the halls, and then there was the one when he actually went into the room. Remember, there's another one. Yeah. But dude, the second episode I thought was just so good. Like it was just like, oh shit, like. And then, dude, it was just brutal. Like when he was fucking shooting them, and it was cool. Like, I mean, I like that. You know, it was good. I like when it gets violent like that. But dude, there's one thing I want to say. Me and Frank are watching it, and bro, Shibuki was a thotty.
Shibuki. Hold on.
Shibuki.
Which one is that one?
Shibuki. She was the one that was a Chota. Okay, Chota was the friend who got burned in the first game. And then remember he stays home from the second game, and it's only Arisu and I think the guy's name is Karube or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then he stays home with Shibuki.
Yeah.
And then Shibuki like puts his hand on her titties and shit, and like, dude, and then it gets crazy. But the whole time I was watching it, it was a weird scene because in the third episode, they kind of made it seem like maybe she did like him, but in the second episode, I kind of took it as. Like, it seemed like she was trying to create a rift in the friendship, you know? And then she was just being a thought. And then, like, it fucking... I don't know, dude. I thought that she really liked him.
I thought that she was trying to use him. And, like, so that she could have, like, a friend or, like, a team, like a somebody on her side that she could use and get, you know, the advantage or whatever. But then,
the third episode, they died together, and it was kind of sweet. And I was like, oh, okay, so she did like him? Like, it didn't come off that way.
I think she was just going to die. So she was like, fuck it, let's die. But maybe, I don't know, maybe. There could have been that. You'd have to ask her.
Yeah, that's like what I had. I wrote Shibuki a thotty, and I wrote Chota's mama is a thotty. Because remember they showed the flashback to when he's a kid, and the mom's like going in the room with the priest, or I don't know if it's a priest or whatever the fuck he was. Remember they're at that thing. It's in the same episode. He's talking to her when she's kissing him, and then he has a flashback to his mom, and his mom's like, I think they're at some sort of church, and then the mom goes back with the guy, and then they like start closing the door, but you could tell they're gonna do some.
Okay, I slightly remember that.
And then Chota's like looking like, oh my god, and then they flash back to Shibuki on him, which is kind of weird. I was like, I didn't know if he was like relating her to his mom. It was kind of a weird scene, but yeah, they were both like, I was like, dang, you know,
that is kind of weird. I don't. A lot of foreign films seem to do that. Seems to insert frames of people their families during sexual scenes, but like Gaspar. But no, it was I think that was the only episode that I watched, and I was kind of drunk, so that's why I probably don't remember that one that well. But
okay, yeah, honestly, that part it got kind of slow in the middle when it was with Shibuki. I didn't really like that part too much. That was just the notes I had, but then the ending was fucking. It was dope, dude.
Yeah,
I loved. I like how Karube, I don't know if it's Karube or Karube, but I like how he goes and fights. They go fight that horse with the one. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was that was dope. That was good. And then what's his name is all just like. This is when I kind of felt like he was going to play a much deeper like part in the show, the Cheshire or whatever, and how he's just like standing around, not really, you know. Like, doesn't seem too worried. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker knows more than what he's putting on. And then, obviously, throughout the show, you learn that
I feel like the second episode is when they kind of let you know that there are other people in the game that have kind of been in it for a while, you know?
Yeah.
Because the first episode, they're all kind of, like, new to the game except for Shibuki. But then in this one, there's, like, a lot of, like, people it's like, oh, shit, okay, so this has been going on for a minute, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Then, do you have...
I'll just no. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask if you had anything else to say about that.
Not that one. I can't. Nothing that comes to mind. Sorry. Oh, my bad. Nothing that comes to mind. Holy shit.
Man, bro, it easy. It's
I didn't even hit it hard.
bro.
No, nothing that comes to mind. I liked it. I liked it a lot. That episode.
Yeah,
that was a fun one.
It was. That one was good, and then the third one was like, holy shit! Like I remember, like that was the episode where at the ending, that was the one in the Botanical Gardens with the Seven of Hearts.
Yeah.
And, well, obviously you know, and you know, for people who don't know, I'm just gonna obviously. You should watch it before you listen to this.
Yeah, so. I'm sure.
But yeah, his two best friends, pretty much. Well, not pretty much. They're fucking like necks and like heads explode. That shit was brutal. Because I honestly, I started seeing it coming as it was going on, but I was thinking, no fucking way they're gonna kill all of them. Like that'd be weird. Like maybe the one with the burned leg, maybe. Yeah. But then towards the end, when he was like calling them and they were just ignoring him and not saying anything, and then they all started talking about like the old times, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I didn't think I was gonna cry during this fucking show. I had a tear or two. My eyes were wet. Yeah.
I only cried in one part of the show, and you would never guess what it is. But when I'll tell you when it comes up. But fucking. No, yeah, it was super emotional, and when that part happened on that episode, I was like, "Oh, this show's on another level. Like, this is not a regular show."
When me and Frankie saw it, I was like, "Dude, this is like Game of Thrones." I was like, now I'm like, okay, I don't know what to expect, like because I didn't see that coming. Yeah, and I loved it, and so I actually looked this up before we obviously are doing this about how because I noticed. All the games like had a way to win it. Like the first game, I don't know. Whatever Risu did, I guess was the way to win it, which I didn't understand. But the second episode, I forget exactly what it was. How did they? Oh, the horse shot at the door when they went by it. So then they fucking knew what door it was. I don't know how else they would have figured it out, to be honest, though, unless they worked together. In the second one,
I don't know. I'm trying to think of how or what exactly happened or how it went, but I don't know.
Because remember, they're looking for the door to open, and then they finally get by a door, and the horse shoots from up above, which he hasn't done the whole game. So they're like, "Oh, why did he shoot
that's what it was."
Light?
Yeah.
So then they figured out it was that door, but because like the other games have ways to win them, like if you look at them. So the third one I was looking up because I didn't understand the Seven of Hearts because I was like. Because the 10 of Hearts at the end, there was a way to win it without anybody dying, even though a bunch of people die. But like the 7 of Hearts, I was like, it doesn't really seem like there was a way to win it. But I was looking up on Reddit because there's a lot of people who talk about the games and shit. Yeah, and so let me see here. I have it.
I think I know what you're gonna say, but I'll wait.
Okay, so because people were saying you could do the mirror trick where you look in it, like everybody looked in the mirror in each other's eyes, but that's not looking directly in each other's eyes, so it wouldn't work. But I guess in the beginning, when they put all the like tools out there and weapons and shit, there's a couple different like wire cutters, and people were saying that let me see. Okay, yeah. So the headwear consists of two parts. There's the necklace and the glasses. And the glasses record the identity of the player as either a wolf or a sheep. So the necklace is what kills you, but not the glasses. So what they're saying is that the way to beat the game would be to, all right, Arisu's the wolf. So he's the wolf, and then he kind of cuts the connection, which kind of seems like cheating compared to the other games, but this is the only thing that seemed to make sense. He cuts the wire, so then the glasses and the thing isn't connected anymore. So technically, he's still the actual necklace still thinks he's the wolf, and then he transfers the wolf to the next player through the glasses, and then they do the same thing. So at the end, all the callers think they're the wolf because. This is what the guy said. He said, I agree with this because the rules don't say that the lambs die. It just says the lamb's collars will explode. So like they don't ever say like you're going to die if you're not the wolf. It's just that collar that you have on will explode if you're not the wolf. I don't know. It was weird. So I don't know if that's the way, but that's like the only way I could find that made any sense. Because I was like, dude, all the other games seem to have a way for them to have won it. And I was like, why would 10 of Hearts had a way where people could have lived, but the 7 of Hearts had no way for nobody to live, you know? Because the 10 of hearts should have been harder. So more people, because 10 of hearts, there was a solution that if they would have done right away, nobody would have had to die, you know? 7 of hearts didn't seem to have that.
Can I say something without sounding like I'm bullshitting? But I literally, my first thought was burn that bitch. I swear to God. My first,
the dead one?
Yes. My first thought, I was like, that's the witch.
It was the friend. Yeah.
I thought it was her. Instantly.
Damn, bro. Hey, if we ever end up in Borderland, I'm sticking with you, bro.
I text you. Remember I text you?
Yeah.
I text Un1verse and told him that if if either one of us have to kill each other for any reason in the future, that we have to promise to just be okay with it and not let it mind fuck us. And I think that's a good rule.
I think it is a good rule. You know what your name would be? I don't know why I looked it up. Your name in Japanese would be Migaru.
That sounds so sick. Migaru.
Yeah, bro. That'd be you, bro.
I love it.
If we end up there.
Wait, so the names are even different?
Well, so like if you look it up on because like Japanese, just like in like Miguel is Spanish for Michael, technically. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's translation.
That's true. Mm-hmm. I never thought about that. What the fuck? Why did I never thought about that? Hold on, there was a point.
Migaru. I'm gonna call you that now.
I love it.
It's very strong.
Wait, so there was other games that there had to be people who died, right? There were games where people had to die. Yeah. Well, what about the one with the doors? There was no way for them to.
So they were saying though, but there was also no reason why they couldn't have brought things to the game and thrown them in the door, and then they would have saw the laser shoot, you know, which they could have done, but nobody had anything on them, you know.
That seems retarded.
Well, I don't know though.
Open the door and throw something. I guess that seems too simple.
Would have had to die for the first, like no matter what, somebody would have had to die for the first door. You're right.
Yeah, right.
It does seem that way. Yeah, I don't know. But see, as it went on though, like in the fourth episode and shit, that was the one with the bus where they were running.
I like that one a lot.
Where they were running, and then it ended up being the bus was like the goal all along.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like that one had a solution.
Hey,
like all of them pretty much had a solution.
Do you think that guy in the bus was a dealer? The guy who hurt his leg, maybe he was.
No, because he's the one who comes back later. No, and
but he still
in the last episode.
Wait, what was it?
Wait, hold on. What?
Oh, you're good.
I fed her, but I don't know if she ate. The pack's right there. If it's gone, she ate. All right, maybe. what were you saying? You were talking about dude, he could have been, but I thought he was the guy in the end though. No.
And what do you mean?
Helping them, and he was the guy that was helping them at the beach, right? When he healed.
No. It was a white guy who had like a broken leg. I thought in the bus. Was it?
Yeah. The guy in the bus is the one who comes back later. Remember, he's like, "You guys saved my life, so like I'm gonna help you guys." Yeah.
He could still, either way. That's what I kept thinking about. Like, what are other, in part of these games, who else was like a dealer or whatever the fuck they're called? Go ahead.
No, but you're right. You're right. He could have been one because even though the girls were one, like they obviously still had to participate in some of the games, you know? So he could have been one. I didn't think about that. But dude, I like that episode, how like the goal ended up being just right there. Like they could have just sat in the bus, you know?
When he took that motorcycle back, I was like, you're a fucking idiot. I thought he was so stupid. I was like, you're dumb.
Dude, me and Frankie too. I was like, dude, what the fuck? You going really?
He's Rick.
Rick?
This whole show is The Walking Dead. I don't know.
I haven't seen The Walking Dead.
What?
Yeah.
Good, bro. If you do ever watch it, just watch like the first few seasons. And honestly, I'll just say it now. There's something about The Walking Dead that was amazing, dude. It was fucking great. In the same way that this show was great. It's great. And the whole time I'm like, please don't be like The Walking Dead. Like, I wanted the show to end in the first season. I didn't even think about a second season. I was like, please end now, because Walking Dead was so good, but they fucked it up so bad towards the end. And there's a lot of similarities in these shows, like a lot. Like Rick from The Walking Dead, he's a strong leader, but he has a good soul. He's not evil, so he's not going to do as well as somebody like his homie Shane in the beginning of the show, who would have been a much better leader in this kind of life, the same way like Cheshire is in a sense. Like he's not emotional like Asiru is or whatever. You know, Asiru has weaknesses, and I think that the Cheshire guy or whatever is he sees all that. He's a lot more analytical with what he has to do. He doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to survive and win. So it's like the whole show. I just kept thinking about Walking Dead and like, please don't fuck up this show the way they fucked up The Walking Dead. Please.
Yeah, I think you've told me before too, but I've heard that The Walking Dead ended up sucking towards the end.
Yeah.
And it was really good in the beginning.
Yep. And it's literally, it reminds me a lot because it's like they end up in this post-apocalyptic kind of thing, and it's all about like how these humans, you know, react. It's not necessarily about the games and about this. It's not really sci-fi. What this show is like a drama, and it's what makes it interesting is the connections and the character development and stuff like that. So, in the same way, Walking Dead was like that until it became just fucking, you know, it was like zombie hunting and bullshit, like, you know, which I guess I don't know.
Yeah. No, I've always wanted to check it out, but it seems like a lot of fucking show. And but dude, actually, I knew this was gonna be a second season. I mean, I was kind of dreading it too because I really like when shows just kind of wrap up now, just because like it's so risky, you know, like Dexter, fucking, just so many shows fucking up. You know?
Dexter's coming back.
I don't even know if I want to watch it, bro.
Yes,
the ending sounded so stupid. I didn't even watch the ending. It sounded terrible. I know what happens.
It is bad.
But
it was like the worst ending
really
ever.
bad.
It was like a cartoon ending. It didn't even seem real. Like, is this really what they just want us to believe? Like, he has this fucking fake fucking beard and like, what the? It was so dumb. Continue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So no. So but dude, I feel like the way they ended this season though had me like, oh shit, I wish I had more right the fuck now. You know, I was like, dude, what the hell? This is so good. It was just like such a perfect ending. And then finally, like, because I was wondering too, like, because oh man, I mean, I guess whatever. I'll skip ahead a little bit, but dude, like in that last episode, like when they finally, just because like as you go on, you know, you start to learn more about the cards and shit, and like when the fucking hotel becomes the game, and then you see the 10 of hearts, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like that, I think it was actually let me see. Yeah, it was actually the 6th episode where that happened, where what's his name just stole the cards, and then they were about to leave, and he's like, are you kidding me? And then you see the red lasers go up, and I was like, no way, they're gonna do a game at the beach with everybody. Yes. I was like, what a fucking dope ending. Like, you know, like what a dope last game to finish it off. Like it was just perfect, you know. It was just a really cool ending.
Oh yeah. So what was the the 4th episode was the one in the tunnel,
the bus,
and then the 5th one.
The 5th one was cool. It wasn't one of my favorites, but that was when they first go to the beach, and then he meets everybody, and he finds out that they're trying to collect cards.
There's no game in that episode, huh?
Yeah, there's no game in that episode. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Yes, there is. At the very end.
The water one.
I actually like this. I like that game. Yeah, I like how he figured it out. It was
too
really
confusing.
Smart.
Too confusing. There was like switches and all this shit. I was like, I didn't even bother rewinding it. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
I was confused. I was confused at first. But so, this is basically the game. So basically the game was you didn't have to flip the right switch. You just had to say what the right switch was. You had to answer the question correctly. Is it switch 1, 2, or 3? But when the door is open, you only get the one switch to switch, and if the light doesn't go on, then the rest of them won't even work at all. So you won't know, right? Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
Nope.
No. Okay. Okay. So wait. Look,
this is not, dude. In high school, like junior high, there's the teachers would be like, all right, Mikey, come on.
Migaro. No, but okay, so all
right, so one of there's 3 switches, and only one of them are the right one, but they don't need to switch it. They just need to know which is the right one.
Yeah, they just need to answer the question correctly.
Okay.
And so what happens is when the door is closed, when that door is closed.
So what door? Why are the doors? The doors are correlated to each switch.
There's only one door, remember? And inside the door is the light bulb. inside the door.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought there was a bunch of doors. That's what confused me.
No. There's one door, and then there's
okay.
they just have to figure it out before that water touches the electric poles, because they're gonna die. So what the rules are, which I didn't get at first, but then after I was like, oh man, that's really smart. So what the rules are is if the door is closed, you can switch those switches many times. The light will work still, but you won't see it. But if the door is open, you get one chance, and then if the light doesn't come on, then no matter how much you flip, you won't know. So what he did was, okay, I'm gonna close the door. And then he flipped up A and left it on for a minute so it would get hot if it was the right door. Then he's like, okay, open the door, and had turned it off already. Then he flipped B, and they obviously knew B, the light didn't come on because they could see. So now the only option it could be is A or C. So he had somebody go touch the light bulb. That's why he left it on. And he was like, oh, it's still hot. So it was A. And if it wouldn't have been hot, he would have known it was C. So either way, he would have known. Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's really fucking smart. Like, I was like, that's pretty cool. And then that's when I started figuring out, I was like, oh man, do all these games have solutions like this, that are like just like kind of puzzles, which I think they do. There's a whole, I was actually looking it up right now. There's a whole fucking wiki on all the different games and like solutions and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I saw somebody mention that they could have, because I guess the phones that they have record, so that they could have closed the door, flipped all the switch, and recorded the video and put it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have waterproof cases.
There probably was more than one way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about that. The phones did record because those girls would record on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yes, but the way he did it was fucking cool. Like, I liked it. But the episode overall was like whatever to me. I didn't really... Like, it was cool, I guess, like when they saw the beach, but it was like whatever.
When I first saw the beach is when I was really like, don't fuck this show up. Please don't do some Walking Dead shit. Because that's what they do in The Walking Dead. They introduce all these other camps and these gatherings of people, and they end up being bad people, and it just felt way too Walking Dead. Like, I was like, oh no. But it was still good. It was good.
The only thing actually, no, never mind. I was going to say, because Walking Dead's based off a comic book too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I was gonna say this show, like, it's based off that manga, but I think I don't think there's that many, like, it ran for that long, like 3 or 4 years, like the actual comic book. But that was like overall, so it probably didn't come out once. So I don't think it's gonna be too long of a show. I'm pretty sure there's like an ending and everything, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
I hope they don't try to drag it on because, dude, it was so good.
I looked up the mangas, and then I realized I can't read Japanese, so it was like pointless.
they make them in English too. You can buy them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because I have that. Dude, I really want us to watch it one day. Is the Death Note? Dude, love it, bro. Dude, it's just like Breaking Bad, just a commercial. I mean, a cartoon.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was like, man, mangas sound dope. Like this kind of like adult comic book kind of thing, like that you read from the end to the beginning. Like, that's dope. Like, I was like, okay, I mean, you know how they. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. My bad. Yeah, dude, they are cool and they're different too. They're like different stories than like what we get.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, it's interesting.
But
with pictures,
I know. I kind of want to read them too, but I'm
probably not till it's over. That's why I want to read Game of Thrones. Have you read the books?
Yeah, bro, I have them. If you want to borrow them, bro, the books are, bro. You can borrow them, bro. The book, like, once it gets to, I don't want to get too off on a tangent, but once it gets to like the third book or some shit, like, it just completely changes, dude. Like, Rob's wife is still alive with the baby.
Mm-hmm,
she's not at the red wedding at all. Brienne ends up hanging at the end. I don't know if she's dead or not. Like, there's a lot of different
what about
shit, like, completely different.
Lady Stoneheart?
Lady Stoneheart's in it. Yeah, and that was like a trip. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The dudes who with the one eye find her, and they're the ones who bring her to life. Yeah. No, it's definitely different. It's cool. The first two, though, honestly, and maybe like most of the third were like spot on the show. It was so cool reading at first. I was like, man, they did really well. But then that's what I was thinking. They started fucking up once they stopped listening to him because the book is so perfect. Like, I was like, fuck, it's just like the show. At
the same time, kind of like the first seasons weren't that great. I mean, they were amazing. Hold on, let me fucking.
They're great. Yeah.
Hold on,
but no,
they were great. But you get what I'm saying? It's like they were like, there's something about them that most people it would not have gathered the masses if not for David and retard or whatever the fuck. I'm sorry.
It was
Can't say this. Let me do that again. Sorry.
it was the first, but the first 4 seasons though, or 5, are basically all from the book because the books are so big. You know, it's not till later that it changes. Oh, I like you got the thumb painted, bro.
Both of them, bro.
You got the. Oh shit, bro. What for?
Okay. I was drunk and the girls wanted to paint my nails, and I was like, I'll only do the Dave Navarro style, bro.
I did it for a costume, and I almost kept it on for like weeks. I was like,
it kind of feels dope. Do you see people talking shit about Kid Cudi because he's starting to paint his nails?
It kind of makes me want to do it more. I'm like, I kind of want. And bro, imagine stepping out with a dope ass outfit and like matching.
That kind of sounds dope. Dude, if in 10 years we got our nails painted, I'll be happy. I won't give a shit.
Oh yeah, we'll go fucking to the salon every Sunday, bro.
All right, where were we? Episode 5.
So season 5 is with where you explained it with the water, which is fun, cool. Yeah. And then season 6, episode 6 is the one where fucking Cheshire
Cheshire.
Yeah, it's how when Cheshire sets up Arisu and he gets fucked up when he's trying to steal the cards. They fucked him up.
Interesting. Yeah,
they beat his ass, bro.
Dude, a lot of the way that I don't know if it's just a Japanese thing or what. But the fucking sound effects that they use when people are getting punched and shit sound so. When what's his name? That big gangster fool. Like, I think he's in the last. Yeah, when he like pistol whips Asiru at a certain part, it was like, oh my god! You could hear like what a gun would sound like smacking someone's jaw. Like it sounded so wild, and I think it's because I've been watching a lot of the shows with my headphones, my Bose headphones, my noise canceling ones. It was just way better. I'm like, fuck a TV.
You felt it in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Bro, speaking of that, that 2 apartments down on Saturday morning when I got up, there's a bunch of SWAT and shit all up on the fucking grass. They like drove up on. So I guess the dude pistol whipped his girl with a semi-automatic. And I was like, oh,
bro,
shit.
What the fuck?
That's what it made me think about when you said that right now.
Oh, man. See,
maybe it was a goonie. Maybe he was a goonie, bro. I don't know that neighbor. I don't know.
Yeah. You and Frankie having an argument here and there. You good, bro. You guys are doing good. Shit, every next time you argue, just be like, at least I ain't fucking pistol whip you.
at least I don't got my semi. Nah, sure. Not to get off topic. Yeah. But yeah, no, dude, they do. They fuck him up, dude. And then when they taped him, up, it reminded me of when you guys taped Timmy up.
Oh my god, so many times. Tony too. We'd come up from behind him and just with duct tape, and then he tried to like stop it, and so we would duct tape his hand to his face, so he'd be like, "Come on, dude, come on," like that. He'd just be duct tape.
Look like Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be a good show to do, a good movie to do too.
That movie's great.
I've never actually really watched it. I remember like I used to I fucking really wanted to before it came out, and then when it came out, it was just like too highbrow for me, But now I think,
yeah, I think you're ready. You're cultured enough.
I'm cultured enough. Yeah,
you're ready, Migaru.
I looked up film festival tickets. Just looking it up puts me in a category.
Yeah, it does. It does. Definitely does, bro. It puts you above the rest. But the 6th. So on to the 6th, which actually that's what we're talking about. But then at the end of the 6th is when they announce that the 10 of Hearts game is gonna start Burn the Witch. And I remember, dude, at the end of that episode, I was like hyped. I was like, no. I was like, this is gonna be terrible. I was like, 10 of Hearts, dude. And to be honest, episode 7 was pretty terrible when they were going around the hotel just fucking shooting people. I was like, dude, this is, and then especially thinking about all the shootings and shit, I was like, oh man, this is a pretty wild scene, especially because it came out last year. It's like, it's pretty crazy to have in it. It was cool though. Like I was fucking, Frankie didn't like it, but I was like, dude, this is dope. I mean, not dope, but like crazy.
I'm hoping that you remember this part in this video game, and like one of the Call of Duties in the campaign, like you are controlling the character, and you have to walk through an airport, and they command you, like your sergeant commands you to start shooting civilians. You're like in fucking Italy or some shit, but it's in the beginning of the campaign in one of the Call of Duties. I think Modern Warfare 1 maybe. But or Call of Duty Black Ops maybe 2 or something like that. But it was it's a huge popular, one of the best, Call of Duties ever. But the campaign, they command you to start shooting the civilians. And I remember when I was playing this game, I was high as fuck, and I was just like, I got nervous, and it was like there was the only thing that I can remember that made me feel how that felt. Kind of like when watching them shoot everybody, because it did remind me of mass shooting kind of feeling, was when I did my own mass shooting in Call of Duty. That's the only thing that connected. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that, honestly. I don't know if I played that one.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you that we could do a fucking mind control on that campaign. Let's go.
On that campaign.
That might be cool. We might be able to do that, but there's a lot of good games with campaigns.
Hey, bro.
Dude, there's a lot of them.
Great video games.
Yeah,
yes,
that would be cool. That'd be fun.
Have you ever dude, you should play God of Wars would be dope too.
I remember seeing
mythology.
I've ever seen you playing them at your house.
They're fucking sick, bro. They would be good.
Yeah, that would be dope.
The mass shooting one would be cool too. Yeah. But dude, that shit was crazy. And then I think the 7th episode was all that. Like it was just them, and then what's his name gets free at the end because Adis was like tied up most of that episode. Yeah, and then they started helping him, and then
it had some it had Titanic vibes with her trying to save him while he was tied up.
it did. There was some
and the smoke was coming in, and she was like, Adis, and then no.
Yeah, no, it was. It had those vibes, and then Aguni was like. What's his name?
Oh yeah! Oh my God! What is that? Is the name of the actor? Is like his name is in real life is so dope. I have to look it up. Billy Ray Cyrus? No.
Billy
Eilish? No. Oh my God!
No, what's his name? Hey, Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. That's a dope name.
The only reason I know is because of Zoolander. He's like, you should listen to your friend. Billy Zane. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, that's good.
But dude, so I got some Zane vibes from Aguni. Oh, dude, speaking of Aguni, this part was ridiculous. Was when this motherfucker. Okay, the dude with what?
Billy Zane vibes from Aguni is that's the only time anybody's ever said that ever. I love it. You're so funny. Go ahead.
Dude, but okay, so remember the dude with I think his name is like Nijiru or something. The dude with all the piercings. The like fucking
with all the tattoos and shit.
Yeah, no. The one that had the piercings, and he was the one that was trying to rape Usagi.
He's in another show. Is he not in something else popular? I meant to bring that up. Sorry, I know I keep cutting off. Keep going. I'll look it up if you want. Keep going.
No.
He had to be in something else. I recognized him from something, dude. I don't know what it was.
Oh wait, is that his name? Nijiru?
He was a piece of shit.
His name is Naragi. But yeah, no, dude. But the part I was gonna say was ridiculous is when Aguni's like, it's towards the end when they're trying to have him come back and have like his hero arc, which I didn't understand how they tried to make Aguni seem like he wasn't a bad guy, because in the episode or two before, when they first get to the beach, he's trying to have that dude get Usagi for him so he could take her upstairs and obviously have sex with her. Yeah. Remember at the beach, he's like, that dude's like, oh, he wants you, And like, I was like, and then in the last episode, they kind of made it seem like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. It was actually the Hatter that was kind of bad. And I was like, nah, bro, like he was kind of a dickhead too. Like, what the fuck? Like, he seemed like a bad guy.
I think that they were, I get that. Yeah, I think he definitely was a bad guy. But I think that what they were trying to do is just explain that the reasons why, I guess, which I don't think justify it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, this isn't fool.
I don't think they were trying to justify it. I think they were just trying to say, hey, explain it. I think that's one thing that's like, I don't know, very hard to portray in a show where you're not trying to justify something, but you're trying to
give a backstory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because they did a lot of backstories in that episode. Because they did the dude with the tattoos too. But what I was
go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, and then we'll get right back to him. But Naragi, when he at the end when they're doing the hero arc, he fucking shoots Aguni like 5 times with the Uzi, and he like runs through it to tackle him. Because like you see that in like Game of Thrones, they run through the arrows, and I'm like, okay, I could see that. But I was like, the fucking Uzi shot him like 5 times, and he was just boom, boom, just taking those shots, bro, like nothing.
I think that's kind of like maybe like Maybe just some sort of like a Japanese thing, or where it's just like there's something about like certain action sequences that seem to be a little bit like unbelievable, but they kind of like are okay with that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really, you see that in America, but it's like, there's not many like shows that are supposed to be like really serious or legitimate where they make these like weird action sequence. Like you can see Fast and Furious, but we all know that that's not supposed to be real.
Yeah, like this case, like the rest of the show is pretty, not, I wouldn't say believable, obviously, because it's like, but like it's pretty realistic, I guess, in a way. And that part was not realistic.
Yes, there's certain moments.
Yeah, like when they were shooting everybody in the hotel, it felt very realistic. I was like, man, this is crazy, like, And then when he got shot like 5 times and ran through it, I was like, okay, that wasn't, I didn't expect that,
Yeah, exactly.
But it was cool. I like that. But, I think we were going to start talking about the dude with the tattoos, though. I think that's what you were going to say something about him. Right?
No, I was going to, I did like his story, and I like that whole arc. But I don't know if we're there yet, but the fight between him and the
So we're about
chick,
there. Yeah. So that's like, I think that's at the end of the 7th or in the 8th. But either way, like we're around there. Dude. But yeah, dude, when he fought that chick, that was the best, one of the best parts of the show, bro.
Yes, by
and then
far.
when they showed her backstory and you found out like she used to be a boy, it was actually really dope the way they worked it in. Like I was like, oh shit, like fucking hard as fuck.
Like, that was her when she talked to her mom in the hospital bed. That was the only time in the whole show that I cried.
Oh, bro, I could see that, bro. That episode, her backstory, I was like, because I just didn't see it coming out of it. It was just so unexpected.
Yeah,
like, man, it worked really well though. And then when she like was like fuck it and stepped on the glass, and I was like, oh shit, like she's about to fuck him up. Like
she's all fighting this dude with a cell phone and shit. It was the dopest fucking thing. And I
like. Because I was wondering what she was, and then you found out, oh, like she knows some shit from her dad, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's dope. So it was cool. I really liked that part.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. I didn't expect it. And then at the end, like, because like shortly after that, like the game ends, they burn the witch, and who was the girl who stabbed herself. But dude, and then the ending was just amazing. I like how it was them 4, and I like how they went and they finally went into that like they saw the girls' videos going into the train, which was dope, and like all the people gambling and betting, and like they were like psycho, they loved it. And then I like how they made it there and everybody was dead, and then the girl, dude, when the girl came on the screen, it was very, I didn't even think about the queen, it was very much like the queen,
and the way she laughed and was like, oh, like
and that was the girl at the beach, right? That was the one that was there and with the girl.
No,
both of them. Yeah. No. So remember when they first get to the beach, the 2 main girls, there's the one with the short shorts who does the autopsies, and then there was the other girl with the black hair, and then that was her.
The girl, the girls who recorded the video?
Yeah, no, not the girls who recorded the video. The girl that's on the screen was the girl that was in the beach in the beginning. She was one of the top people on the beach.
No. The girl the one who found the fingerprints?
No. The other one. There was 2 girls. There was that one who found the fingerprints, and there was the other girl. You don't remember her? I
must be. Man, I didn't even know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh shit. So she must have been like a top player, and she was like one of the top ones in the beach. So
what?
Let me see.
No way.
Okay, Mita Kano. So let me see. That's what it says. I just posted in the Discord. Yeah, bro. That's why I was like, oh shit. That's why I was like, oh damn, it's her.
Hold on, let me grab a beer real quick. Hold on, keep talking. Keep them interested. Give me 7 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. Mita, 7 seconds. Gone in 7 seconds, bro. I hope that beer is delicious. Yeah, this is her. This is her for sure. Yeah, this is her. Yeah, let me send it to you real quick. Yeah. All right, let me see. No. I don't know how to fucking send it, but yeah, that's her. Her name's Mita. She's the one that was at the beach, and then she's also the one that's on the screen at the end.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's true. They never really showed her during that episode when everything was going on. I didn't even think about it, but they never really showed her. They only showed the other girl. Because when they first arrive at the beach, there's 2 main girls there, and she was one of them. Dude, that was so cool though when you kind of found out like that the participants were setting up the games, in like order to like, get visas and shit like that. Like it was very I don't know. I don't want to say it was very Epstein-ish, about how like Because, dude, I don't know if you ever watched a documentary. Like, that's like
did.
basically why the girls would bring other girls, so they would get paid and shit like that. And I was like, oh man, this is like what these people are doing. Like, they're setting up everybody to die so they can live a little longer.
Yep.
It was fucking cool. And then when they showed, so that's what I was wondering. At the end, they showed the blimps holding up the face cards. So I was wondering, but they're holding them up over areas of the city. So I was wondering if it's going to be like a whole area is an area for the game. You know?
I kept thinking
just
that.
like one building. Yeah. And then the blimps too. I was like, man, it's cool. Like it left a lot where I was like, man, I really want to know more about like the origins of this. But it also gave us a lot, I felt like, too, which was cool.
Yes, it was interesting that last episode. It felt like it could have just totally ended after they were like, it was like they did a Power Ranger thing where they were all for like, let's, the Mortal Kombat shit. And then, but I feel like it could have ended after that. But then I looked and it was like 20 more minutes. And then they showed like, that whole shot of them going into the underground bunker, like that could have been next season, like the beginning of next season. I would have been fine with it, But the way that they gave more in the end of the show was like,
I love the way they ended.
Yeah, I did. I loved it. It was almost like those extra scenes felt like another season is what I mean. Like it didn't feel like the same season. Like it was like time passed. They're dressed in different clothes. It was like, so we're at the end now. I think it's time to talk theories.
All right.
Okay, let me tell you what I think and what I thought since the beginning. And so I read that note earlier. Is that hey, you got a hickey on your neck?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah. I was scratching my neck a second.
Okay. My boy's living young. No. So I thought that was one of the first notes that I had was this is going to be some sort of a virtual reality game that he doesn't know that he's in. That was one of the
so
first. So
when he dies, he might just wake up. Is that what you're thinking?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of low key. So what I think, there was something that I seen somebody talk about the fireworks. I don't know if you noticed that at the very end there was a big, huge thing of fireworks.
And there was fireworks in the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. So there might be some sort of a connection there, and that in the beginning of the show. And what made me, I read something about that how they were all broke and how they all there could be something more to that and how they all wanted to do something, and it made me think about that Black Mirror episode. It made me think about Ready Player One a little bit and about how about like maybe they're all broke. They all just were like, hey, let's go make some money real quick. And they all just sign up to be in this weird virtual reality game where they lose their memory and they get thrown into this psycho game for a little bit of money. They don't really know what they're signing up for, but they do it. And maybe, they meet up and then instead of going to a bar or something, one of them has the idea to do that, but they get their memory wiped. And maybe that's when everything's going. And it's literally the entire thing, the entire show is a game, a virtual reality game. So that's kind of... That's what I think it is. I think the show's going to end, and I think they're going to just wake the fuck up, and Asiru is going to be there with his two friends, and be like, "Oh, what the fuck was that?"
See, I could see. No, sorry, go ahead.
There's a couple things that pointed to it that I mentioned too. Is like the chick who you said was a thought. I forgot her name. Shibuki the thought was saying she said something about time, how time doesn't work. She felt like that everybody got disappeared 3 days ago, and that they said a day ago or whatever. So time didn't work the same. There was a few other things I can't really think of right now this second, but yeah. So that's what I think. I think that this is Ready Player One on acid, and with some Black Mirror involved, with a little bit of Maleficent. And Alice in Wonderland thrown in.
I can see that because there was one thing that I noticed in the first episode. I believe it was the shirt Arisu was wearing. It was for that game company that he played the games for. And then also when they go to the first game, the very first one with the doors, there's like a sign or something outside or around there that's the same as his shirt. And I was like, I wonder if it has something to do with the game company he was already like his favorite game. So like I was wondering if maybe Arisu has maybe something to do with it, but not like, I don't know,
I think maybe, maybe he got that text and was like, hey,
because they emphasize how good he is at games and shit and how that's all he does, And then, so that's why I was wondering, and then also like, I was wondering why like Chechnya and like some of the people in there like were really good at games too. Like it was like abnormally good. Like I feel like something you wouldn't run into very often, but there seemed to be a good amount of them, mixed in. And I want to know more about like Chechnya and like, when they came in and like how long they've been there.
Yeah.
But overall, dude, I don't know. I mean, because obviously there's people betting on it too, so it's obviously a money thing,
Yeah.
Just like it reminds me of like what's that movie with Arnold is it Arnold Schwarzenegger, Running Man or whatever, where remember he gets transported in that TV show and then he has to live because everybody's watching him and everybody's hunting him. I believe it's Running Man.
What the fuck?
Oh, really?
Never heard of that one.
Yeah,
no.
there was a video game
cool.
that was like it too. Did you ever play Manhunt back in the day? It was a Rockstar game. The people who did get Grand Theft Auto.
I think
in Manhunt, it had all these different camera angles, and like it was people like watching you from home, and then you went through and like you were trying to survive the night. And there was like a part with a pig and a chainsaw. It was crazy.
That sounds crazy.
Crazy. It was a dope game. But that's kind of what this reminded me of too. Like I was assuming from the beginning that there was some sort of audience for this,
Yeah.
That there was like somebody, and then when they showed everybody betting, I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Like it may be like rich people, so it could be either one, I don't know.
I feel like so talking about those bettors or the betting people and the dealers or whatever. I feel like those are people who just learned to take advantage of the game and are now like. So if we get involved in these games, I don't know, maybe but they have like information and access to things that normal people don't.
Yeah, because they killed them all, at the end. And then remember when the girl, that was crazy too in the last episode when the girl's like, I'm the game maker or whatever.
That was
they just shot her. I was
oh
like,
my god, dude! There were so many moments in this show that would totally remind me of Game of Thrones, like Reigns of Castamere shit. Not Reigns of Castamere. Red Wedding shit. And,
that is Reigns of, that's what the episode.
That's the song. That's where the song played. Yeah. No,
the episode's called that too.
Is it?
Isn't it?
No, I think it's just called The Red Wedding.
Nah, I think the Reigns of Cat because
that's the name of the song.
I know, but that's the name of the title too. And,
that makes sense.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, season 3, episode 9, The Reigns of Castamere. Yeah, it's named that because of the song. 'Cause the title of the chapter, I think, is named that too.
Damn.
The Reigns of Castamere.
Dude, do you think that we could one day be like? Because I feel like we're getting better at this. Like, I think that one day we could do like a podcast on like Game of Thrones season 1 and like legitimately like talk about it and like.
Dude, it would. I'd be down for that. Actually, Dado the other day brought up. It's another anime, but it's honestly it's so fucking. It gets complex, but it's called Attack on Titan, and it's honestly like there's only one more season and then it's over. And honestly, it's so far every season's just gotten better. But it's just like it reminds me of Game of Thrones, just like anime because it's about these like giants that eat people. But dude, it's fucking from the very first episode in the first season. It's fucking brutal. I was like, oh shit! And every time you think it's going good, it's like brutal. It's so good. It's amazing.
That sounds tight.
Yeah, it was cool. Like we should do it, but I don't know. It would be a hard show to do because there's a lot going on. But it would be cool. Like we'd probably have to do it like I don't know by season or maybe just the last season because like every season's it's cool. You should check it out.
How many seasons?
It's the 4th is the last, but they split the 4th up into 2. So the first part already aired. So the second part's supposed to come, I think, by the end of the year, and then that'll be it. We should
just watch it and then just fucking do an episode on it and just see what happens.
Dude, you should. And
then we'll do it at the end when it's over, when it ends or whatever.
You should start it soon. I think you'd like it, to be honest. It's fucking crazy. I probably would. Yeah.
That's one thing I learned about this show was like, damn, it kind of felt like what I have always thought about what I don't know about anime, like an anime kind of would be, or like
there were parts that reminded me of that for sure.
Yeah, a lot of their like
but anime is a little different.
The energies and like a lot of the storylines and how like even the verbiage and how much more epic it all felt, even because of the music and the shots and like the directing, kind of like it was like wow.
The show did feel epic.
Epic,
like it had epic moments.
This was probably, honestly, I think Netflix's best show. Like this is like the most impressive epic show and I've ever seen on Netflix. Their original shit. I mean.
Yeah, no, it was really good, dude. See, if you feel the way, that's why I think you'd like Attack on Titan or Death Note. Like they have that same feel. And Death Note's actually only one season. It's only 36 episodes and it's done. And they're each like 20-minute episodes. So
I'll
you
watch
fly
it
through
sure,
it.
Yeah.
But dude, like they're epic. Like they're just fucking. They get epic. Like for cartoons especially, and then they're brutal too. So I think you'd like both.
Oh,
You
yeah.
should definitely check out both.
For
And
sure.
everybody should check out this show too.
Absolutely.
It was a really good recommendation, actually. And
You said Liz recommended this, right?
yeah, Liz
Yeah.
recommended it.
Oh yeah, great fucking recommendation. I honestly like I said, I was expecting some fucking Chernobyl, like dramatic show. I didn't even really know until we started talking about it that it was a Japanese show. Like I thought it was.
Yeah.
I had because I had heard about Alice in Borderland like a lot online and shit, but yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you should definitely check out Chernobyl too, though. That shit's amazing
Oh yeah.
too.
I watched like half of it.
Bad.
I forget what it was that made me like. I end up watching shows while I'm drunk and like going to sleep, and that ends up fucking shit up for me. But
Yeah, I bet. I can see that. Well,
it's like
man,
that. I watch half of it, and then I'm like, I don't know if I liked it, and then I don't keep watching. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Good night. But yeah, man, it was a great fucking show. You're totally, it was, Liz, thank you for recommending it. And I recommend it to everybody. It's on Netflix and it's, I would not recommend the dubbed version though. I did turn it on here and there and I was like, it was bad.
That's why I don't do it. That's why I can't.
It's almost like doing the show and the actors a disservice because you're not experiencing how it should be. You know, even the audio doesn't sound good because they have to add in the audio separately. So it's like it sounds like shit. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, dude. That's why when you asked me, I was like subs for sure. Subs all the way.
It was rough. It was kind of hard, especially like when I tried to watch it. Well, I was kind of doing something like I had because you have to read it. You know.
Yeah, I watch everything with subs though. Even English shows. I watch the same episodes of The Office with the subs on, even though I know what the fuck they're saying.
Boomer.
It's all right, bro. I learned so much more with the subtitles on.
I bet. You know, that's one thing that I learned. I mean, that's one thing also that was kind of rough about the show was like the fact that like, because I noticed in the dub version, they used verbiage and like ways of speaking that seemed more, what's the word? Like down to earth to how we would speak, you know, and not like the word for word translation. You know, they would be like, "You are the worst source," or like, I don't know. There was just like the words were
That's
not.
how
getting,
it is.
Yeah, is that how it is?
If you watch anime, it gets there's some parts that are really they'll throw you off. You're like, especially like I don't know why, but like Death Note, Attack on Titan do it. Attack on Titan doesn't do it as much. Death Note does it a couple times though. Like with the girl characters, for no reason at all, they're like. They have the like the sexiest like little outfits like the tiny like if for some reason like the dudes will be dressed completely normal but then the girls' titties would be popping out just like and I'm like but like always like I see it in a lot of anime. I was like it's so interesting.
I saw it in this show too. Like the sexualization in this show was like a lot more like how do I say it?
Yeah, like how the main girl was like wearing like or no, who was it?
Usagi. I noticed Usagi being sexualized a couple times, and it was like she looks like a little girl. She she doesn't look sexual to me, so it felt like I don't know. It was a little weird, like a part of certain parts of the show. That part, at least, I don't know.
Yeah,
she doesn't. Usagi was not sexual to me at all, and there was this part where they were like sexualizing her, or like Asita was supposed to be like into her, and she was they like showed her body and shit, and I was like, she doesn't. I don't know. I noticed the difference.
We're talking about Arisu's girl, bro.
I noticed the difference between like I don't know our sexualization of women and Japanese sexualization of women. You know,
dude, I really think we should do like Death Note or something because I'd really like to hear your opinions on it. Because dude, some things. So there's another thing too that's like a common thing. It's in Attack and Death Note. Is there's always like a character too that loves food. And it's weird, but like loves food to the point where it's like, I don't know, but like they'll make an emphasis of it and it'll come out of nowhere. And it's like, what the hell's going on? But dude, the shows are so good though, overall, but then they'll be mixed in with these little parts that kind of remind you that you're watching something different than you're used to. You know?
It's like a cultural difference and shit. It's weird.
Yeah, but it's cool though.
It's interesting. That's what I noticed in this show. Like one thing I noticed is that like when they would like, I don't know, when something like the translation wouldn't match, I would basically like be like, oh, they're trying to say fuck this shit. They're not trying to say I don't enjoy this, or like, you know, like you kind of put your own word. You know what they're trying to say, so it makes more sense when you kind of like, you know what I'm saying. So it's you put your own translation to it. You're like, okay, this is what they're trying to say. You look at how they move their mouth, and you're like, oh, I get it. And it's almost like you get, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, it was weird.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's kind of how I've heard about people learning other languages just by watching their TV show, like TV for like, or movies for a long time.
That's going to be you, Migado.
That's it. I don't know.
I'm going to change your name. I'm going to change your name in my phone now.
What's yours? I know you looked it up. What's yours?
What? Oh, no, I didn't actually. Let's see. We'll end it on that. Let's see, Corey in Japanese. Also, I already sent you the intro and all that.
Yeah.
My name's actually, it's Corey. It's just Kori.
Corey.
Mikey's name's Migaru. Let's see what your name is. I'm going to look up Frankie and Monica, too. Let's see. Francesca. Oh, what the hell?
What's Mikey's?
Migaru. Let's see.
How's it?
Francesca is Furanchesuka.
That sounds wild.
That does.
That sounds like
Frankie.
Like Gesundheit.
Instead. Fudenki. It's kind of like Frankie, but Fudenki. Let's see, Monica.
Fudenki.
This is the best. I'm gonna fucking. Monica is just Monica with a K.
Oh, boring.
She's no match for me, Garu.
Oh yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
But anyways, man, it's good shit. Yeah. Go check out Alice in Borderland, everybody. Subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Go watch the show too. It's really fucking good. I liked it.
Absolutely. And next week or in 2 weeks, we're doing Isaiah Rashad's brand new album that's coming out, right? That's what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm down. Well, so that's the only thing. Okay, so I'm down. But 2 weeks doesn't seem like, because it's gonna come out in like 2 weeks. Like I don't want to do it like the day after, you know?
Oh,
because it doesn't come out this Friday. It comes out the next one, which would be down.
Which would be we'd only 4 or 5 days before. That would not be enough time. I thought it was coming out this Friday.
I feel like I want to dive into it because his last album was amazing.
So we'll next episode we'll let you guys know what it's gonna be. We'll probably do something else with them, but I do definitely want to do Isaiah.
No, I'm down.
I think honestly, this Thursday night or next Thursday night when it comes out, I'm gonna when it pops out, I'm gonna do a reaction video. And like record it. But I was gonna tell you if you want to come through and hang out and like drink and like chill and listen to it together, that'd be part of it.
Yeah, I might be down. Normally Thursdays Thursdays I'm off at night and then I don't work Fridays, so that actually probably would work.
Yeah. So if you're not doing anything, hit me up and then maybe we'll do some mind control promotions and maybe we'll do a live. I don't fucking know what we'll do, but
yeah, we'll fucking do everything.
We love you guys. Enjoy.
GG's.
There you go.